the sun is pretty much down. And welcome back, you guys, and welcome to the 2020 trapping season. I'm just having just about done my tea, but I'll pour another splash, I guess you could say, in here. Got all the gear in. We got in here pretty late. We had some issues with the 900 and the new trapping sled. So we'll talk about that a little bit later once I get that generator going. But the cabin's in great shape, just as I left it. Took all the bare boards off, obviously. Nothing tried to pull any of them off. I put them all in the back. Quite a bit of snow here. So I drove around a lot of times trying to pack it down, just so tomorrow will be nice and hard and easy to walk on. I still got to cover the machine and do a few other things, but I really want to get that generator going and get some light happening. All the lights are working. Generator fired up, and just a little hiccup there, and coughed and spit, and then fired right up. It was just cold, that's all. But as for my machine, I don't know what's going on. Maybe some of you guys that run a 900 Ace Ski-Doo can tell me. Last year I had a loose battery cable and also a sensor. So the guy plugged it into his machine. He says there's nothing wrong with the machine. It says it's running perfect. Except for he said, oh, I'll adjust your throttle. It's a 6% or even less. I can't remember, whatever that meant. So I thought, you know what, it's running great. Maybe I just had to clean the one sensor that had oil on it. It's an air intake sensor right by your left knee. I'll check that tomorrow, but maybe the shit fuel I got last year, I know it was some of that dirty fuel that Omnitrack still had in those stinky tanks they had before. Maybe it plugged my filter up, so I'll check that tomorrow. That's all I can do. So hopefully I get it going tomorrow, because I don't know if I'm going to make it back to town. It was bogging pretty bad when I got here. But it seems when it sits for a long time, it's fine. So I don't know. See what happens. Just a pain in the ass. And of course I busted my new trapping sled. Caught something, and I don't know what happened. It must have caught something, and it peeled. It popped open the plywood, and then snow got in there, and it just went, and it was sitting there, just about snapped off. But I took everything out of the sleigh. I happened to have some screws with me, a little bag of 1.5 inch in this box, because I didn't know if I had these here to put the shelves on for the kitchen. And I flipped it over, emptied it all, flipped it over, and put about I don't know, 9 or 10 screws into it to hold till we got back here. I'll show you in the morning. I just had too much going on, and it was getting late because the machine was running like a piece of shit, and it took me about 5 hours to get here instead of 3 hours. Got some repairs to do tomorrow and hopefully get that machine running properly. I have the filter here, and I'm going to try to change. I don't think I'll change the other one. These guys tell me it's just this little filter here, but sometimes they change right on the middle of the tundra. So if they're doing that, but they're 600, so I don't know if it's easier than the 900, so we'll see. I've got a duffel bag, and I threw all my shelves I made in here. So I made a pile of brackets for the kitchen, and small ones for the bathroom and by the charging station. And I got some chili cooking right now. Okay, now for the top. I just want to space them out properly here. Really happy how everything turned out in here, you know, from this cheap strapping. This is actually just strapping for people use for crates and stuff. So I bought as cheap as I could. And, you know, the OSB. A few people asked me what I did here, new to the channel. This is OSB, 7 7/8 I think I cut it down to. I don't have a tape on me. Whatever I can get out of one sheet anyway, of OSB. I think it was 7 7/8. And I painted it that gray color but lightly so you could still see some of the OSB underneath. Because if you just do a solid color, what was the point, right? So I really wanted some character to show through in all those, you know, in the chipboard, OSB, whatever you want to call it. And then when I flipped them all on their sides after they were dry, and I ran black paint on the edge, and do it thick. You want it to bleed through. Like, see, this one bled through? I don't care about that. To me, that's character. But you can see over there where it's really thick, some of it, and it really gives it that look like it's a bit of a log look. But you know what? It looks great in here. And with all the pine going in here, it brightened everything up, and the ceiling's going to be white. And this is not going to be dark in here. I think a lot of people were in the impression it's going to be super dark in here, but why would it be? It's a little cabin. I got a light there, light. The light's all over the place, and it's not dark in here at all. Well, I think I will call it a night. It is 10:30. I'm hoping that damn filter I can change tomorrow. Finally got into some cozies. Holy man, I was cooking in those insulated pants. And the windows are still wet, so still drying in here. And the stove's getting pretty low, so I'm gonna have to throw some wood in there. I think I will hang this right here. Yeah. That's a good spot for it. I'll get a finishing nail tomorrow. That's enough for tonight. So I put all the cooking stuff basically above the stove, as you can see. Got this pot, no room there. So I get it off there for now. I got some tea water for the morning, and that will be ready there tomorrow. Good enough. So this is all bad, so I'm going to chop it up right now. Well, again, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, just a little bit. That's what the person said when they give it to me. He goes, I think it's bad. He goes, don't take that. And I said, oh, I'll take it. He looked at me funny. I didn't tell him what it was for. But it was for my birds. They'll eat anything, those birds, and I prefer to give them some meat than give them a chunk of bread. I will give them a little bit of bread this morning to go with their meat, but usually it's a pancake. Right now I'm eating, but I'm not going anywhere. So that's the only reason I have a big breakfast in the morning, because if I'm heading out trapping, I need that energy. Keeps you warm, of course, and if I have to walk, I need that energy, right? If I break down. So that's the reason you see me having a big breakfast every morning. Otherwise I won't eat. A little bit cool out today, not too bad. Let's hope we can get this thing going properly. A lot of people love this view out the window, and it's sure nice to be back, I tell you that. It'd be a lot better if that 900 Ace was purring like a kitten, because I believe I'd be eating a big breakfast right now, and we'd be setting 330s. Well, my tea is done. I got that hung up. The map, I think, I'm not sure yet. I gotta trim it all off because I ripped it, didn't rip it, just the corners from taking it off the staples, but this time I'm not gonna use staples. I think I'm gonna put it above the table, my map, but I'm gonna cut it first, so that can stay there for now. The machine is running perfect. There's the hole for the generator. Got a few things charging in there. Might as well leave it on. I'll just leave that right there. Okay, let's spin this baby around. Whoa. Put it in gear first, Norm. Like I said, it's running perfect right now. Same way it was when I took off from the house. So that's a good sign if I don't change it. I just want to put this right here so I could just come out here, work on it, and run inside and warm my hands up. And the other thing is, it'll be a little bit out of the wind. I'm gonna go get my headlamp on so I could see deep in there. But there's the fuel filter right there. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. So I don't know how that's hooked on, but I'll figure it out. Like, who knows, eh? Oh, look at that. Just popped right off. Just slides right in there. Okay, that was easy for now. And that one looks like it's a couple screws. There's even a sensor on that. Oh, look at that. I got some gas coming out of there. So I better pop that back on for now. God, it seems to be flowing easy. Anyway, I'll get my tools together. Okay, I got it loose, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to stuff this rag in here. It's actually popping out. And the rag will catch anything that falls. Oh, I'm glad I cut these mitts up, they're so good. And it's already coming out. So if I do this, and it'll catch any bolts that fall there in that little pocket here. That way I'm not trying to... And the wrench actually got in the back there, so I can't believe that. There we go, I got it off. And I can see the filter. So I just got to make sure nothing's popping out of there. Oh, look at that. So I got a little ring that has to go on there. A little tension ring, I guess. Yep. So hope I can get that back on easy. And there it is. It looks pretty freaking dirty to me. Okay. Go check it out inside. And I took it off this way. That looks pretty freaking dirty. Holy crap. Maybe that's what it was.